A new major update is coming to Sonic Rumble in March, and while it is a good start towards fixing the game and its future, I think there are a lot of things that we need to consider going into this update. So, let's talk about it. From a general summary of what's coming to some of the community's burning questions and my honest thoughts on everything that was announced. First, let's start with what's coming. To begin with, all legendary skins coming to the game on or after February 18th will have their prices lowered from 999 red star rings to 599 red star rings, with all legendary skins that were available prior to February 18th having their prices lowered on March 3rd when Season 4 begins. This includes Gold Style Shadow, All-Star Amy, Sir Percival, and Jester Sonic. For the time being though, Lantern Silver, Blossom Amy, Valentine's Cream, Valentine's Amy, and Masquerade Shadow will unfortunately be staying at their original $729 and $999 price points respectively. In addition, a number of improvements are set to be coming to the game in March, including more ways for players to get red star rings just by playing, as well as making more skins available via skin fragments and more ways to gain skin fragments to quote-unquote further increase rewards for time invested. In addition, content that was previously only available through specific means such as premium passes will be obtainable via other methods such as red star rings, skin or omni fragments at a later date, and this will stay the standard moving forward with the exclusion of some content such as crossover skins. Finally, further improvements will be made to the gameplay experience to make Rumble more accessible, including large-scale improvements to gameplay modes as well as changes to the UI, and a Knights crossover was announced to be joining the game on February 18th, making Knights the first legendary skin with the 599 red star ring price point. Now before we continue, I wanted to make some things clear that weren't pointed out within the original blog post. To begin with, I've seen a lot of people ask about refunds for players who bought skins at the original $729 or $999 price points, and the current verdict seems to be that there will not be any refunds for this since it was just a price adjustment. This does kind of suck, but I can also kind of understand why. In addition, I know a lot of people seem to be disappointed at the minor price change from $729 to $599, but I think something worth keeping in mind is that 729 red star rings was the discounted price for legendary skins, not their base price. As such, it's probably more reasonable to view this price change as $999 to $599 rather than $729 to $599. However, something else worth pointing out is that there doesn't seem to be a stated discount price for the legendary skins going forward, so there is a chance that skins are all going to be 599 red star rings going forward with no discount being offered. Keeping in mind that, assuming they maintain the 27% discount like they always have, skins will be discounted to around 439 red star rings. This is a bit of a tough pill to swallow, but of course, this is pure speculation and I will update the comments with new information, assuming they come up. However, for the time being, this is what I'm going to go with. At this point, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are asking what my thoughts are on the update, since my opinions on Sonic Rumble have been rather critical thus far, so let's talk about that as well. Personally, I do think it's a bit too early to tell what's going to come out of this update, since the blog post was rather vague about what else is coming to the game, such as the ways to gain more red star rings free to play, and the improvements to gameplay modes and UI. However, I will say that these updates do seem good, and I'm definitely looking forward to what they're going to entail for the future of the game. Personally, however, I do think that these changes need to be casual friendly. I've seen some people suggest that they might reset the first time rewards for Rumble rankings and stage challenges, but in my eyes, that's not enough. Like I've mentioned in my honest review video, Rumble rankings as a whole is a mess currently, being an absolute whale fest / no life fest as it is currently. So just resetting the red star ring rewards gained from them is honestly not enough with how things are at the moment. On the other hand, while resetting stage challenges does sound like a good idea, I think it would depend on how frequently the resets happen. If it takes more than 3 months for it to reset, that's kind of where it'd be a bit iffy. I'd say the range is like somewhere between 2 to 3 months. If I had to pinpoint a specific range. Ultimately, though, I'm very excited about this coming update because seeing actual promise changes with dates is significantly better than we're working on it and updates are coming very soon, being repeated in your ears over and over again. But the extent that this helps with the game completely depends on how the developer team handles the majority of the update in March. Regardless, you guys can expect a video from me around mid to late March regarding my thoughts on the update after I've had some time with it, so stay tuned for that. Now, before I end the video, I do want to take the time to quickly say something about the response from official creators. Yes, I know, I harp on these guys a lot, but I'm also not going to stop until I actually see change from these guys. I mean, hell, we have somewhere between 400 to 500 official creators in the program, and it absolutely baffles me that nothing was said about the state of the game until the recent financial report from SEGA. Developers aren't going to watch a 5-hour VOD of your stream to see a 2-minute segment about you talking about the game's prices. Even if they did that, they probably would have lost focus at that point to even care. And writing things inside of a private creator Discord is not enough to hold the developers accountable to make changes fast. I do want to give a big thank you to the creators who have spoken out on the state of the game, but while it's a start, we need to see more public thoughts coming from the official creators that isn't just a 2-minute segment in a live stream. Anyways, with that ran out of the way, I want to give a big shout out to the community managers for sticking with the player base. I've seen how many complaints come about in the Discord server on a daily basis, so to say that I admire the way you guys do things is a genuine understatement because I definitely would have lost my mind at this point with how little information I can give out and how many questions are thrown at me on a daily basis. That being said though, thank you guys all so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are so far about the update, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.